The Ceylon Electricity Board handed over a proposal to the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka requesting a revision to electricity tariffs for the first half of 2026. In its submission, the CEB indicated that an 11.57% increase in tariffs will be necessary in the first quarter of this year. It has been proposed to increase both fixed and per-unit charges. Under the domestic category, the existing tariff of ₹4.50 charged for the first 30 units is proposed to be increased to ₹5.29. The monthly fixed rate of ₹80 would be increased by ₹14.11 to settle at ₹94.11. In the same category, the existing tariff of ₹8 charged from the 31st unit to the 60th is proposed to be hiked to ₹9.41. The monthly fixed rate is slated to be increased by ₹37.03 to end at ₹247.03. The domestic electricity tariff of ₹18.50 charged from the 61st to the 90th unit is expected to escalate up to ₹21.76. Meanwhile, the ₹24 tariff charged from Unit 91 till Unit 120 is proposed to be increased to ₹28.23. The existing tariff of ₹41 charged from Unit 121 up to Unit 180 is set to be increased to ₹48.23. The CEB intends to charge consumption over 181 units at ₹71.76, up by over ₹10 from the previous tariff of ₹61. The monthly fixed rate of the mentioned categories is also expected to increase accordingly. In the meantime, the Ceylon Electricity Board also proposed the increase of tariffs charged under the religious and charitable institutions category. Accordingly, the tariff of ₹4.50 charged for the first 30 units was proposed to be increased to ₹5.29. The monthly fixed rate charged is set to increase from ₹75 to ₹88.23. Meanwhile, the existing tariff charged for the next 30 units from Unit 31 to Unit 90 under the category is set to increase by ₹35.29. The tariff charged from the 91st unit to the 120th unit and from the 121st unit to the 180th unit is expected to be increased to ₹9.41 and ₹22.35 respectively. The proposal requests an increase of the tariffs charged for the consumption of over 181 units from ₹26 to ₹30.59. The CEB also proposed an increase in electricity tariffs for the industrial and hotel category. The tariff of ₹8 charged for the consumption of 300 units or less is proposed to be increased to ₹9.41. The tariff rate charged for the consumption of over 300 units is set to be increased to ₹17.20. However, the CEB proposed no revisions to tariffs levied for charging electric vehicles using CEB charging stations. According to the tariff revision proposal, the Ceylon Electricity Board notes an estimated expenditure of ₹137,016 million and an estimated revenue of ₹113,161 million under the existing tariff framework for the first 3 months of 2026. Based on its analysis, the CEB notes that a deficit of ₹13,094 million has been estimated for the first quarter of the year, requiring a tariff increase of 11.57%. The proposal went on to also highlight plans to fund the compensation payments under the voluntary retirement scheme for CEB employees through the first tariff revision of 2026. The total estimated VRS compensation relating to 2,158 employees corresponds to ₹11,554 million. Through its comprehensive report, the CEB estimated a ₹20 billion damage sustained by the country's top power distributor in the wake of Cyclone Ditwa. The Public Utilities Commission vowed to study the CEB's proposal while also promising to open the proposals up for public consultations. Accordingly, the public consultation is set to commence by the second week of January. The PUCSL is expected to announce their decision on the CEB's proposal within 6 weeks. The CEB's latest proposal for tariff revision follows a similar proposal to hike tariffs by 6.8% for the last quarter of 2025, which was rebuffed by the PUCSL. The proposal also outlined a request lodged by the CEB with the Ministry of Power and Energy to reverse tariff revisions from the 3-month cycle to a 6-month cycle as practiced before. The CEB proposal pointed out that Sri Lanka's IMF program was impeded by the PUCSL's decision to revise electricity tariffs, disregarding CEB's recommendations. Against this backdrop, the CEB asserts that a 6-month cycle of tariff revisions will ensure the synchronization of institutional operations with the IMF's structural benchmarks. Meanwhile, several stakeholders expressed their views on the tariff revisions proposed by the CEB.
The government lays the foundation for an electricity tariff hike. What did the incumbent government assert on every stage when they were only opposition MPs? They claimed that electricity tariffs will be reduced by 33%. They intend to increase electricity tariffs by 11.57%, completely disregarding the promises they made on stage. We ask the government why it betrays the people's mandate. We request the government to take immediate action to reduce electricity tariffs by 33% and to not hike tariffs further as previously promised. We urge them to do what is necessary to keep those promises. Sri Lanka's electricity tariffs will be the most expensive in South Asia. The government's arbitrary decision to increase tariffs instead of decreasing rates will bring further destruction upon industries. The CEB incurred a loss of 20 billion rupees in the wake of Cyclone Ditwa. The CEB is attempting to recover 60% of these losses through tariffs within the next quarter. The government should bear the cost of these losses. The public should not be burdened with it. Leaving Cyclone Ditwa aside, over 2,500 CEB employees are said to be ousted from service in view of the CEB restructuring process. An agreement to pay 13 billion rupees as compensation to such employees is already in place. This too will be covered through the tariff hikes. These measures remain wrong despite the source of these suggestions being the IMF or otherwise. This is ridiculous. What occurred was a natural disaster. Electricity consumers did not topple power transmission lines. This was a natural disaster and it is the CEB's and the government's responsibility to ensure that the situation is brought back to normalcy. They intend to legalize this 11% hike somehow through the Public Utilities Commission. Therefore, we urge the Public Utilities Commission to reduce tariffs without increasing them, similar to what they did when the last proposal for tariff revisions were tabled.